Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the Horowitz in the Sefer Mitzvah HaKotzar, starting today with Mitzvah Kuf Tzadi, Mitzvah 100, negative commandment 190, Mitzvah Loisa Se Shelo La'aniach Mikshal B'Beisu, do not leave a stumbling block which could cause accidents and injuries in your house. Shenema, like it says, V'loisasim Damim Be'eisecha, you should not put or bring blood upon your house, meaning if you left something dangerous, accidents are bound to happen, and somebody gets hurt, it's your fault. This applies everywhere all the time with men and with women. How careful a person has to be not to leave dangerous things lying around the house. You have kids, you don't leave knives lying around. If you have children, you don't leave doors off the hinges. God forbid, so many horror stories of what have happened in people's homes. You have to be very careful to make sure people don't get injured. Kuf Tzadi Aleph, Mitzvahs Loisa, say the negative commandment 191, Shelo lahashchis ilan meichel b'matzor. When you come and you lay siege to a city, you're not allowed to cut down the fruit-bearing trees. Shenemar ki satzor el ha'ir, when you besiege a city, loisashchis es eitza, do not destroy the trees. Not only when you lay siege to a city, anywhere where you are cutting down a fruit tree, where you're destroying it, like you deserve malchus, you get lashes. So too, if a person breaks a vessel, he rips his clothing, he destroys a building, so he throws away food, he does all these things in a destructive way. Even rabbinically, you're going to get lashes for such a thing, because it's baltashchis, you're wasting things in this world for no reason. However, you are allowed to cut down a non-fruit-bearing tree, even if in reality you don't need it. So if you have an elderly fruit-bearing tree, it doesn't make fruits anymore, it makes only a little bit of fruit every year, and it's a big hassle to take care of that tree, you can cut it down. It's a little amount of harvest that it gives, you're allowed to cut it down. So too, if this one fruit tree is causing damage to other trees in the field, or it's causing damages to other fields, or maybe the price of wood has gone up, and this tree is going to be very expensive, you chop it down and make firewood. And the Torah only asks you to destroy things for no reason, but if there's a reason behind it, then it will be permissible. This applies everywhere all the time, for for men and for women. And the last halacha today, we have a few more tomorrow, Kuf Tzadi Beis 192, Mrs. Loisa say a negative commandment, Shelo ladar be'eretz Mitzrayim, you're not allowed to live in the land of Egypt. Shenemar, as it says, Leisosifun lashu b'derech hazeh, do not return to Eretz Mitzrayim, the land of Egypt, anymore. However, leprachmatcha, if you're going there for business or trade, mutter, you could go in and out. The only prohibition is to settle there. Now, says the Horowitz, if you live in Eretz Yisrael, you're not allowed to leave and go live in the diaspora, la'olam, ever. The only reason would be if you need to go learn Torah outside of Eretz Yisrael. Your wife is waiting for you outside the land of Israel. Or the Goyim are chasing you in the land of Eretz Yisrael, and therefore to escape from them, you could leave. You could even leave to make a living. But to go there to live, you want to live in America when you're living already in Eretz Yisrael, also you can't do such a thing. Unless there's a great famine in Israel, you have no food, then you can go to Chutz La'aretz, outside the land. Anyone who lives in Eretz Yisrael, his sins will be forgiven. Even if he just walks 4 cubits, he merits the world to come. And if you get buried there, let's say you lived your whole life in America, but the burial took place after 120 in Israel. His sins will be forgiven for being buried in the Holy Land. And he concludes this mitzvah, really, a person should make their greatest effort to live in the land of Israel. Even if you live in a town that's filled more with non-Jews than Jews. Don't live in America. Even if you're living in a place like Lakewood, like Borough Park, like Brooklyn, where its majority is Jewish, still, anyone who goes to Chutz La'aretz outside the land of Israel, he is like he's serving idols. So it sounds like if you live in Israel and then you go to the land, to Chutz La'aretz outside, that's when it's like you're serving Avodah Zarah. But if you were born here, this is where you live, it's hard to say that you are responsible. Just like you cannot leave the land of Israel to live in Chutz La'aretz outside the land of Israel. In the days when Babylonia was the center of Torah, you were not allowed to leave Bavel to go to other lands. This is something we keep all the time, and it's for men and for women. Have to be careful to make sure that we're living in the right place and we're not violating commandments and losas negative commandments for moving to America when you should be living in Eretz Yisrael. Food for thought for all of us that are listening to this on foreign soil. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should be mezaka us. He should give us the schus to find our way speedily and in our days to Eretz Yisrael. Have a wonderful day. Tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem, we will conclude the Sefer Mitzvah HaKatzar of the Chavetz Chaim. All the best.